Hey crafters, welcome to Motivational Monday. We are so excited to be here. We have a twist birthday card to make with you. We're gonna make some quick and easy birthday cards. You are gonna love this twist card. Now look at this. You twist it open and it has another panel, plenty of room to write, plenty of room to decorate. Jazz it up or keep it simple. So much fun. Let's do this. Now, like I say, the first thing you always need to do is decide on your color palette, and look what we have for you. This is our Lost Lagoon, kind of a greenish blue cardstock, and then we have Calypso Coral. Oh my goodness, just makes it pop. Now, on our pattern paper, we are using Frames and Flowers. This is a fantastic set because it has lots of pop-outs. It's almost like a kit, but it's better than a kit because it has so many different pop-outs that you can use. So, the first thing we need to do is cut our top fold because that's all this is. It's a top fold with an additional little flap. So let's bring in our trimmer and let's go ahead and score at 5.5. This is a tip to give you a shortcut so that when you cut your cardstock, you automatically have 2 top folds. So you score at 5.5, turn it short ways, and let's cut at 4 1/4. So here's one top fold. And here is another top fold. You can put this aside to make another quick birthday card. So let's bring in our bone folder and let's give this a good crease. Now, what we need to do is go ahead and cut our little flap. And our flap is going to be 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to turn it long ways and we are going to score it at 3/4. Now that is the part that we just hide behind the back of our top fold. Let me show you what I mean. So we're just going to fold that, give it a good crease. Now we're taking our top fold and we are turning it landscape. And this is going to hook on the back. Do you see how it hooks on the back? Just like that. Now, if this bothers you, another little tip, you can go ahead and line this up right on the front of your card because we are going to cover this right here. If you want to do that. I personally don't. I think I'm fine with it being on the back. But before we adhere this to our base card, let's go ahead and run it through an embossing folder. Now, I'm going to use a brand new embossing folder that we have, and it's called Dashing Designs. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let's see what it looks like. Are you ready for the big reveal? Look at this. How pretty is that? Let's go ahead and attach it to our card. Now, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I'm going to just put a little bit of tape. And then we are going to line it up right here on the back panel of our top fold card. Remember, we have turned it landscape. And we are going to just put it right all the way. Now make sure you have everything lined up before you push it down. Now the next thing we need to do is create this fold back. Remember I showed you, it twists. Do you see how this twists out? Super easy to do on this birthday card. Grab your ruler and right here at the top, we are going to mark from the left side fold where you folded your card, we're going to put a little tick mark at 1 1/4. Just a tiny little tick mark right there. Now we're going to bring in our trimmer And we are going to open up our card, and we're going to put our tick mark in the top part of the canal and line up the bottom corner in the bottom of the canal. Now we're just going to crease it. Now we're going to fold back, and before you really give it a good crease, make sure this is lined up right here at the bottom. Bring in your bone folder and just give it a good crease. And look at that. Here's our twist card. Now all we have to do is decorate it. Now I want to remind you, all the measurements will be listed over on our blog on our website. So just go to creativemomentsbyg.com, click on blog, and you will have all the measurements and supplies you need to create this beautiful birthday card. Now what I did is I took our patterned paper, and this is directional, so this is a good tip. Be very careful. If it's directional, you need to have it cut to where it's up and down, because we are going to cut from the left corner to the bottom right corner. And the panels are going to go right here on our card. So mine is definitely directional, right? So I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I cut this 4-inch square, and I'm going to put my top left in the canal and my bottom right corner in the canal, and then I'm going to slice. Now, because this is patterned paper, let me give you another tip. It's always a good idea to start somewhere on your patterned paper so that you don't crumple your corner. So we're going to go ahead and start right here, slice up and slice down. And that way our corner right here stays exactly in the same shape, instead of sometimes it might crumple. So here is our square. Now look at how we're going to do this. We're going to line this one up here, but I am going to turn this so that we have the back of it showing. Now, another great tip. If your patterned paper is light enough, you can stamp your sentiment right on the patterned paper, which is what we're going to do. So let's bring in a piece of paper so we don't get our design space messy. We know that our message needs to go right here, so I'm going to bring in Night of Navy. And I have my birthday message, so tap, tap, tap. Just going to line this up. And look at that. Just perfect. Okay, we're going to close that. So let's go ahead and lay this down right here. I'm going to go ahead because I might need it to wiggle. So I'm going to bring in my glue that allows it to wiggle. Just going to put a little bit of glue. Bring this in and just line it up. There will be a small border, which is exactly what we want. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. And now we want to add this one right here. Because we embossed on this, we need to make sure and get enough glue on this back side so that it can go in the crevices. This allows me to wiggle it just a little bit. Now I'm going to hold it down so it really gets in those crevices. Now I want to remind you to stay with us because I have 2 more cards to show you. Samples that I think you're really going to love. It may just be your favorite. I'm not sure. So look at this. Here we go. We open it up. But we're not done yet. We want a strip right there. And we want the strip to be the same color, this Lost Lagoon. So let's go ahead and cut a strip. And then let's emboss it. And our strip needs to be 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. So let's do 1 1/8 and 4 1/8. Let's go ahead and run this through the embossing machine with this same embossing folder. Okay, let's go ahead and just lay this down. And I think adding this strip really ties everything in together. So we're just going to go ahead and use our tape runner to lay down some tape on the back of this strip. And look at this card so far. Now all we need to do is add some white cardstock in here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and decorate it just a little bit. Now look at all these punch outs that I got from that pattern paper that I told you about. Look at that. We are going to decorate this piece of paper with it. It makes it so easy. You don't have to stamp it. You just punch it out. So let's decide. I think I might want this right here in the corner. Might need a few little flowers. And I think that might be enough. I can save these for the next card. So let's go ahead and put just a little bit of glue right here. Get this exactly where I want it. Put some glue on the back of this. Add my flower. And we can just turn this over and just cut off the excess. And now we are ready to lay this down on the inside, just right here. So let's go ahead and just add it with some glue. Now look at this twist birthday card. Don't you love it? Plenty of room to write your message. Now I'm going to show you how to decorate this side in just a minute, but look at this one. So cute. If you wanted to, you could always flip this over and add another piece of white paper on the back of it if you need more room for your sentiment. Now remember, we are going to make 2 cards together. Our next card, we are going to use Regal Flora. And I just want to remind you, if you want to support our channel, it's free. We would love it if you would subscribe, like, and share with all your crafty friends to help us grow. We just appreciate you so much. So, we are going to use this beautiful embossing folder called Forever Plaid. And we're making a masculine card for this one. So this is going to be a masculine happy birthday card that's quick and easy. We have our top fold already. We have our side flap already cut. And remember, this is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And now we're going to score at 3/4. So let's bring in our trimmer. Let's just give that a good score. And then we can add it to our card. So we're going to find that score line, give it a good crease. Now on this one, let's go ahead and keep this fold right here on the inside of our card. Remember, we took our top fold, we turned it landscape, and let's go ahead and just put some glue there and keep it on the inside. And that way you don't see anything on the back. You have 2 different ways that you can attach the flap to your card. Let's go ahead and just bring in our tape runner and just add some tape right here to the back. we're just going to line it up with the back of your card. Make sure it's lined up. And there we have it. Either way is fine. Now, while we have this open, let's go ahead and do a little bit of matting. You know we like to double mat. So let's go ahead and lay this mat down, and then we're going to decorate this one before we lay it down. So let's just add a little bit of glue. This is a fantastic design that you will definitely want to keep for all your birthday cards and other occasions. You're probably needing some thank you cards about now, right? This would make a great thank you card. So now on this one, we are going to stamp another happy birthday. So let's go ahead and do that. But we're also going to bring in some leaves. You can stamp those in, say, a brown, a pecan pie. So let's go ahead and just pick a brown color. And I'm going to go ahead. This is our copper clay. And I'm just going to put a few leaves. Just coming down. Look at how pretty that is. Very masculine. And there we have it. Not too much, just a little bit. And you see how I did a second generation stamp there? When you use a second generation stamp, you're stamping it twice and it looks like it's behind the leaf or behind the image. So that's always a fun technique to use. So let's go ahead and just stamp our message now. And we can put it right in the center or we can put it down here. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. That gives you lots of room to write. Now I am going to use, once again, Night of Navy for the message. I'm going to tap, tap, tap and stamp it right here in the center. Now let's just go ahead and lay this down. Look at this, looking so pretty. Now look at this pattern paper that we have. Look at how pretty that is. That comes from our pattern paper Take to the Sky. It has all different kinds of papers. It has airplanes, greens, light blues, but this blue we really love. Now remember, we're going to create a 4-inch square, and now we're going to cut from the left corner to the bottom right. So let's do that. We're also going to use the little tip that I gave you. Because this is patterned paper, we're going to start cutting somewhere on this paper, maybe in the middle, because that way you don't crumple your corner. And you know, pattern paper is much thinner than cardstock, and that's why we do that. Now we need to turn this into a twist card. Super easy. Go ahead and grab your ruler. We are just going to measure 1 1/4 from the actual fold of your card. So put your ruler right against the fold. Bring in your trimmer. We are going to put our tick mark in the canal and rotate until you get the right bottom corner in the canal. And let's give it a good score line. Now we're going to fold back, and before you give it a good crease, make sure that it lines up down here, and it does. I'm going to give that a good crease, open it up, crease it again. And now we've already cut our square, so we're ready to lay down. We're just going to put this right here. We're going to, because we want to wiggle it, maybe, we're going to go ahead and use our glue. Because it's such a small border of white, I want to be able to see exactly where I need to wiggle it. If you used a tape runner, it's going to grab right away. So let's go ahead and get glue on the back of our top triangle and get it laid down. And now for the front, I have cut out "You Are Simply Amazing." And we are just going to put that right on the top, just like that. We're going to add it on some dimensionals and just add it right to the top. Now, we still need to add our little strip. And remember, we cut our strip 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. Now, what is so cool is you can also decorate this side if you used a white top fold card. So let's go ahead and put a few little leaves there just to give it some more decoration. And there we have our masculine card. Now, you could always add something right here. You could add some more leaves. You could add a plain. This particular pattern paper has plains in it. Would be very pretty. But just to keep this birthday card quick and easy, we went ahead and just left it simply just like this. You open it up and look at this. The inside just pops. So let's look at 2 more of the cards that I wanted to show you. Look at this card. Look at how beautiful this is. We love this paper. So pretty. You open it up and look what we did. We stamped on the left-hand side. We added some beautiful gems. You open it up and you have plenty of room to write. Went ahead and embossed this flap because it makes it so pretty. We also have this one. Look at this one. Use this beautiful flower paper. Stamped a flower on the inside. Look at this. So you know what I'm going to say. Take a moment, leave a comment. Which is your favorite? Well, we hope you love this twist card as much as we do. We loved making these birthday cards. We need quite a few birthday cards, but you can also use it for other occasions as well. Well, until next time, Maudie and I hope your days are filled with creative moments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.